their last home game of the season. It's probably I'm not defensive about it.
Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another live stream and your daily Chelsea news update. And I tell you what, guys, it's been a big start to the week. Victor Osimhen to Chelsea could possibly be back on. Fabrizio Romano reporting that Napoli could be open to Osimhen being involved in a potential deal for Romelu Lukaku. So we've got all the latest with Osimhen and Lukaku to come. Chelsea have apparently made an offer for Federico Chiesa. Unconfirmed reports at this point, but Chelsea have apparently made an offer for Federico Chiesa to Juventus when his agent was recently in England. Unconfirmed reports, but we're going to bring you all the latest on potential Federico Chiesa arrival. The Blues have also launched their new away kit for the upcoming season, whilst Atletico Madrid are still dreaming of signing Conor Gallagher. So there is plenty and plenty to get into as always, people. So make sure you're smashing the like button. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you are new round here. You don't know what to do, all that good stuff. Smash the like, subscribe if you're new around here. Let's say hello to a few people and then we will get this show on the road, guys. What we got going here, keep dreaming, Chelsea fans are more worried if we sell our best experienced players who will be in the relegation zone. We won't be going anywhere, the ownership right now. You might want to know it was not Enzo who didn't want Chalobah in the US. Although everyone knows it was not, and it was nothing to do with the manager. Chalobah not going, absolutely nothing to do with the manager. Chelsea do not have time to wait for Enzo to get it right. We must not risk building his team. Well, look, it's not going to. I don't think it'll be sacked by January 1st. We need a Tony or Osimhen. Yep, it's serious. We must keep Chalobah. I agree. We should keep Chalobah. Gallagher new contract. Yeah, I haven't got a massive issue with that. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I'm not a huge fan of Sterling. I don't think Chilwell is suited to this system whatsoever. But yeah, of course, you know, you as a contracted player, you're absolutely within your rights to refuse a move anywhere. You know, you absolutely are. You might actually have a case to sign Osimhen from Napoli, but it's a huge risk right now. Yeah, for sure. Chilwell should really go. Vega gave us something that day, and if we're inverting, let's invert our left side, please. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Let's have a look. What else is being said here, guys? There's still plenty going on. Buy both and don't speak. Yes, big up, brother. Big up. Yeah, big up to everyone that's out in Vietnam at the moment. All the Chelsea fans out there. Buy both. Yeah, I've done that. Yes, big up, bro. This will never happen. More PR. I mean, look, let's wait and see. You know, it would be the most Chelsea thing, wouldn't it, to sort of be just not seemingly just kind of pissing about with potential strikers all summer, signing a load of kids and whatnot, not really making any inroads into signings that are going to improve the first team, and then suddenly, bang, we could find ourselves in a situation where we might end up with Osimhen. I mean, I still think it's unlikely, but you do never know. Kids will crumble. Last time Chelsea had a team not as young as this, they were relegated. I don't think we're going to get a repeat of that. But yeah, anyway, guys, let's dive into the main news from today. And that is, of course, Chelsea and Victor Osimhen. Fabrizio Romano first reporting this, but Napoli keep looking for solutions for Osimhen as they want to bring in Lukaku as soon as possible. Understand Napoli could also be open to discussing Osimhen as part of Lukaku talks with Chelsea. Osimhen said yes to PSG, but deal in standby between the clubs. Now, obviously, you know, we know that Osimhen would be open to joining PSG. You know, he's already said that. What's going on here? Oh, we don't want that. Is that going to come back? Yeah, I think that's the one. Or do we want that one? Sorry, people. What's going on here? I don't know why that's gone black. Anyway, let's just quickly stop. Let's quickly stop that, and I'll bring that back. But yeah, anyway, yeah. Look, Osimhen. You know, they're trying to shift him. We know Napoli are trying to shift Osimhen, but at the same time, guys, they're struggling. No one wants to pay the release clause. He said yes to PSG. PSG were open to the move. I think Napoli wanted Kang Lee, I think his name is, the winger involved in the deal. PSG said absolutely no to that. They don't want to pay the release clause, and talks are in standby now. PSG are focusing on other targets. They're focusing on signing Joao Neves. They're focusing on Desiree Doué as well. And it looks like, that's cool. And I think what Napoli are finally realizing, guys, is that no one is going to pay Victor Osimhen's release clause. They just don't see value in him. They don't see him being worth that much. He hasn't fully ruled out a move to Saudi, and you probably think that the Saudi Pro League clubs would pay that release clause for him. But we don't know. We obviously don't know for certain, but you would think they would pay that release clause. But at the moment, it's an interesting one, isn't it? We have got a trump card in negotiations here, because if we don't know for sure if Chelsea are still interested in Osimhen. We don't know for certain. We obviously understand there's been long-term interest in Osimhen from the club, but obviously it was reported earlier this summer that Chelsea were pulling out of the deal due to the cost, obviously the release clause, the potential wages, and of course and concerns over kind of his style of play and whatnot. And we kind of moved away from it. But in recent weeks, we've had reports suggesting that, a move has not been totally ruled out for Osimhen to come to Chelsea. We've also had reports suggesting that, Lukaku could maybe be used as part of the deal. But now this is the first sort of concrete news from a legitimate source that is suggesting that Napoli could be open. It's important to say that then they might not be, of course, because could be doesn't mean they definitely are. But I think that they're getting worried as the start of the season edges closer and closer. They are seemingly no closer to offloading Osimhen. He wasn't even on the bench for their latest pre-season friendly. Napoli are obviously desperate to try and move Osimhen on, and it's proving pretty difficult. Now, look, if we look at this logically, if Chelsea are still interested in Osimhen and they don't want to pay the release clause, then having Lukaku, who Napoli want, be involved as part of a deal, that makes logical sense. That does make logical sense. But of course, we know how difficult things are. We know that Osimhen wants to come to the Premier League in an ideal scenario. Yes, he's reportedly said yes to that PSG move, but at the same time, it's not out of the realms of possibility that we could see a potential swap deal here. In terms of it would be Lukaku, it would have to be Lukaku plus cash. I couldn't envisage a straight swap deal because I imagine that Napoli would want some sort of money. But in terms of money to Napoli plus Lukaku, if Lukaku's worth 38 million, right? Lukaku's got 38 million pound exit clause. Could you come to an agreement where you take 38 million pounds off the asking clause, which makes Osimhen worth about 75 million, 85, 95, 105. Yeah, makes him worth about 73 to 75 million pounds. Do you think 75 million pounds plus Lukaku is a fair deal? Because that still meets the asking price that obviously that Napoli are looking for. What would you say is a fair price, guys, for Osimhen? If you're going to include Lukaku in the deal, Lukaku plus how much cash do you reckon is fair? Given Lukaku's worth 38 million, it's got to be a minimum of 38 million knocked off the price tag. So what do you lot think is fair? Let's see what people are saying in the chat. Let's have a quick look here. Chelsea should buy Osimhen. Yeah, agreed. I can't comment on Chelsea Fan TV. Can you sort it out? Because I think I questioned Lewis. What do you mean you can't comment on it? Have comments been turned off? I mean, I'm not in charge of the channel. So yeah, I don't know. Osimhen isn't ideal for Maresca ball. I mean, well, we don't know. Signing Victor is really bad news for Guiu. No, it's not bad news for Guiu at all. Because you know, you need multiple options up front. And this kind of mentality that we shouldn't sign, you know, top class players because, oh, what does it mean for other players, is exactly why we won't move forward as a football club. You know, we should be thriving off competition. We should be having 2-3 quality names in each position. And we shouldn't be turning our nose down at top class players in case because it might affect someone else. That's not what we should be doing. You know, competition inspires everyone. It drives people onto new levels. So, yeah, that's exactly what we should be doing. What else? Osimhen or Chiesa? Who would you love more to have? Well, we've got far more need for a centre forward, so it would have to be Osimhen. Simple as that, because our need for a centre forward is much greater. You must see it is really bad. Can't have him on loan even and then buy him the season after. I don't think we can. What's the latest on Gallagher's future? No real update. Atletico Madrid really want him. Other than that, there's not really any news on it. Napoli still like Broja. We can offer 2 players, Broja and Lukaku. Maybe, I don't know, they want 2 strikers, but that could be a possibility, sure. I will take Chiesa in a heartbeat, way better than Sterling and Mudryk. I mean, I don't know how good Chiesa actually is. Pre-injury, Chiesa was balling. I mean, since his serious knee injury, yeah, okay, he's come back and he's kind of finding a little bit of form, but it's not the best. It's not the best, if we're being totally honest on that front. Bring me Osimhen. Yeah. Guys, so much coming in. If you want to guarantee all your comments get read out, if you want to guarantee your comment gets read out, please do use the super chat function. Yes, big up, big up. He won't be here much longer. He will be. Maresca will. I'd be surprised if Maresca didn't see the season out. No one wants to leave Rome. They want to be forced by what's going on here. In my opinion, Osimhen and striker Palmer and Nkunku swapping the central and right role, and Jackson on the left is perfect. Could be very good, but this is one to watch, guys. This is one to watch. The closer we get to the end of the window, the closer we get to the season starting, the more desperate teams are going to become. And Napoli need to offload Osimhen. It's clear that Osimhen doesn't want to be there. So let's see what happens. It's definitely one. I'm not by no accounts am I getting carried away with this Osimhen deal and thinking this is going to happen. But it's look, I'm not expecting it to happen, but I think, you know, if basically what needs to happen here is Napoli need to reduce their demands from the release clause, and it remains to be seen. Yes, Osimhen said yes to PSG, but if an actual concrete offer from the Premier League was there, it is believed that, you know, he would prefer a move to the Premier League. That's where we're currently at right now with this. With the occasion, I'd rather go for a Doué or Somerville. Doué's not going to happen. Let's wait and see what Somerville is. The price needs to be dropped. We don't pay the clause. It already said 50 million in Lukaku. Yeah, I would say that's probably fair. Around 50, 60 million plus Romelu Lukaku. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. What else have we got going on? Yeah, I've read it. Yes. Guys, yesterday we reject Osimhen due to his huge salary. No, we Chelsea don't. It's very clear that Chelsea don't want to pay the release clause. Nothing's been mentioned about the salary. The salary, I think Chelsea, for the right player, would be prepared to pay a high salary. Someone that's, you know, they feel is worthy of it. They would be prepared to do that. So look, I think but what we need to ascertain here, though, we don't know for certain how interested Chelsea still are in Osimhen. You know, is that interest still there? We don't know this, guys. That's the thing. We don't know if the interest in Osimhen is still there. It was there. There has been long-standing interest, but is Osimhen a Maresca type of centre forward? You know, yes, he links the play up well. Yes, he's physical. He holds the ball up. He's a great finisher. Scores all types of goals. But you know, it was reported that we pulled out as well, partly because there were concerns over his style of play. So, yeah, there's a lot of questions to be answered here. But it's not just Fabrizio Romano that's reported this news. There's also news in The Guardian. There's also news in The Guardian, by the way, that Chelsea are keen on that could be looking to, could be looking at Osimhen as well. And this here, Chelsea club sources have previously indicated the club, please indicate the club would not be willing to pay Osimhen's release clause, but the opportunity to offload Lukaku from their wage bill could potentially help finance a move for Osimhen. So this is what we're looking at here, people. Opportunities, and again, this is what I've been saying the whole time. This is what we've been saying the whole time, guys. I've maintained this summer, Chelsea are looking at opportunities. And this here with Osimhen could be an opportunity presenting itself. We don't want to pay the release clause. Involving Lukaku in the deal would mean that the release clause wouldn't have to be paid. But we don't know what the level of interest still is at this point in time from Chelsea in Osimhen. I mean, let's see what further details are being added in the article. Let's see if there's any further details added there. Napoli are open to including Lukaku in discussions with Chelsea over Victor Osimhen, with the Serie A side keen to wrap up a move for the Belgium striker. Lukaku is due to return to Chelsea at training. Is due to return to training at Chelsea this week, having spent. It's understood that the 31-year-old will train alongside those squad members who have not travelled to the United States. Lukaku's still got 2 years left on his contract after re-signing for the club in 2021, and he's apparently agreed a 3-year deal with Napoli. However, Chelsea are believed to be holding out for around 30 million and remain in negotiations with the Italian club, who must sell Osimhen to fund moves in the market. PSG had been considered the front runners to sign the Nigeria striker, but talks with Napoli are believed to have stalled. Napoli's president has set a release clause of about 110 million for Osimhen, who's been training separately from the rest of Conte's squad and is yet to feature in pre-season. Chelsea have got long-standing interest in the 25-year-old, and he helped Napoli end their wait to become Italian champions. Club sources have previously indicated they would not be willing to pay his release clause, but the opportunity to offload Lukaku from their wage bill could potentially help finance a move for Osimhen. Guys, what are we thinking here? What are we thinking here? It's also really irritating why, when I do the screen share, why is the screen black as well? I have tried to. That works. That also works. That works. That works. That works. Why doesn't that one work? Let's go with that for now. So there we are, people. So it's hard not to get a little bit carried away here, but we've got to try and rein ourselves in. Well, I'll certainly try and rein myself in here. I don't know if this is maybe just trying to drum up a bit more talk around Osimhen or not, but this is I don't know what to think about this. I really don't know what to think about this. If I'm looking for a stable club to play ball to win trophies, I won't come to Chelsea. Yeah, bro, I hear you. I absolutely hear you on that. You know, if this is a big if, right? If we could get Osimhen across the line, right? Imagine the pull that we've got if we can convince a striker of Osimhen's quality to join us when we're playing Conference League. When we're playing Conference League football. That's mad. Imagine if we could do that. They wouldn't pay 220k a week for Elise. No, they wouldn't. But again, other reports have indicated that Chelsea are prepared to spend wages on players they feel are worth it. So whether Osimhen falls into that category or not remains to be seen. That remains to be seen. Chelsea can actually come back. Chiesa can come back to his best form. No, he could do. We're going to get into Chiesa shortly. Guys, there's so much coming in. What else have we got saying here? Osimhen's built for the Prem, but I don't rate Chiesa. Fair enough. In my opinion, clear need to do a big deal on Vic. Say to Napoli, Roman 50. Yeah, I agree. Look, but what this is going to boil down to, guys, is basically how interested in Osimhen are Chelsea still. Because we know that we know that the club are big fans of him already on. We know we've had multiple rejected bids. What are we looking for right now? We know that Maresca said so far Guihu will be staying at the club based on his preseason performances to date. That of course can still change. I get it. There's a lot of people that are potentially concerned about Chelsea signing another big money striker because of what's happened in the past. But I don't think we can just write off signing big name strikers again because of what's happened in the past. If it's right, then it should be done. And if we're not going to end up spending an absolute fortune, if we involve Lukaku in the deal, then I think it could be one that makes sense. It could absolutely be one that makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard, isn't it? It's hard to say no to sort of a top tier number 9. And the thought of playing like Nkunku and Palmer off an Osimhen is, it's kind of mouthwatering, guys. It really is. But I would agree. I would agree that I don't think Osimhen's worth more than £80 million. I totally agree with that. I think that's probably, for me, that's the limit on Osimhen. I don't think he's worth any more than £80 million. That for me is my cutoff point. So you could do Lukaku plus 40 million, maybe, or Lukaku plus 50 million. I think that potentially could make some sense. Lukaku plus 50. But yeah, let's wait and see. We have 3 strikers to sell, so why wouldn't we? Yeah, and look, Lukaku is very difficult to offload. We've seen how difficult it's been to permanently offload him. If it means Osimhen coming the other way as a means to offload Lukaku, then that's certainly a deal that has got to be explored. I don't believe Chelsea buy Osimhen. They want to sell Lukaku to get rid of his wages. I don't see them paying the wages for Osimhen. Yeah, look, this is going to be interesting, isn't it? But I mean, I don't know what sort of wages Osimhen would command. I think it's going to be a minimum of 200 grand, a minimum of 200k. It could likely be more. But again, it depends. It's going to come down to, do Chelsea still want Osimhen? Is that going to be the only way they can get rid of Lukaku? And do they want another striker? Is that a certainty that we're set on? Yeah, Drogba and Mikel have been trying to convince Osimhen to join Chelsea. But let's see. I think, look, if he's desperate for a move to the Premier League, I think Chelsea are probably the only club that will go in for Osimhen, because I don't see that anyone else can actually really afford him if Napoli are demanding the full release clause. However, we've got Lukaku as a trump card up our sleeve. And I've said in previous streams, guys, that, it's one to watch. We've got something that no one else has, and that's a player that Napoli desperately want in Romelu Lukaku. So why wouldn't we try and do something which would enable us to get rid of Lukaku, but would also help us bring in Osimhen as well? That makes the most sense, doesn't it? It absolutely makes the most sense. So yeah, I mean, wages, of course, are going to be more problematic than the fee. But let's wait and see how much money Osimhen would actually be demanding. You would expect it to be in excess of 200 grand a week. But I think Chelsea might be prepared to pay that money if they feel the player's worth it and they're going to be that much of a difference maker. Now, of course, you guys know that my preferred choice would be an Ivan Toney. We absolutely know that. But yeah, there's just something about this Osimhen and Chelsea story that makes me think there's another twist in it. I'm not saying it's necessarily going to happen by any accounts, but there's something there that feels like this is not over. This isn't over. Whether it's the outcome that people might want remains to be seen. But the fact that this is still getting talked about, it just indicates to me that, do you know what? Yeah, this might not be over, guys. This might not be over. Osimhen to Chelsea. Lukaku 325 a week. Osimhen. Yeah, but if those wages are gone, if the Lukaku wages are gone, you could offer Osimhen 250 and still be saving nearly 100 grand a week on wages. So yeah, that for me that's not a huge problem. I mean, I'm more open to this Osimhen signing now than I have been than I have been in the past. I'm definitely more open to it than I have been previously. So yeah, I guess we just got to wait and see how this one plays out. But I've just got a feeling that, you know what, this is not dead in the water. This is not dead in the water right now. What else have we said? Go. What else is going on here? Yes, big up. Fabrizio said Napoli are willing to do a deal, but Chelsea won't pay Osimhen wages or release clause. Yeah, Napoli, Osimhen would need a pay cut. Although I don't know what money he's on at Napoli. Osimhen is literally the same story as Caicedo. Yeah, I hear it. Getting rid of Lukaku and his 330k a week wages should be a no-brainer. Yeah, I hear it. I think the reason we sent an offer for Chiesa is his direct winger. I mean, again, that's not fully confirmed, but we're going to dive into that Chiesa stuff very shortly. I think of the shirt sales, Charlie, these owners need to turn things around. Yeah, look, of course, you know, I can't lie. If he signs, I'd be getting an Osimhen shirt. Of course I would. It's what you do, isn't it? You know, when a big player signs for your club, you know, you want him on the back of the shirt. Osimhen's work rate would be welcome. Yeah. Surely we've been subsidizing fat Rom. Yeah, we have. Of course we have. You know, of course we have. Of course we have, guys. You know, let's not be naive here. Of course we've been subsidizing the wages. No club on the loan deals have been paying full wage. We need to get rid of Lukaku. We can't be stuck with him. Yeah, no, Lukaku will be going this summer. We know that he wants to go to Napoli. It's just a case of how to get rid of how Napoli can move Osimhen on. And one case could be to use Lukaku as part of the deal. So let's see what happens, guys. Let's see what happens. Chelsea can afford his wages if Lukaku goes. Yeah, I'm sure he would prefer to come to Chelsea than go to Paris. Look, he has had some injuries, but I wouldn't look at him as a massively injury-prone player. So yeah. Anyway, that's kind of the latest on Osimhen, guys, is that Napoli would consider using Lukaku, using Osimhen in negotiations as part of a Lukaku deal. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. But yeah, I personally, I still think it's unlikely to happen, even though they're open to including Lukaku in discussions with Chelsea over Osimhen. I still think this is an outside possibility. But is it just an exciting idea on paper because he's kind of a big name, but in reality, would Osimhen actually in a possession-based side be terrible? You know, are we just excited here because it's a big name, and would the reality be very much different in terms of how good would he actually be in a heavily possession-based side? That's the big question. But this is certainly one to keep an eye on, people. Certainly one to keep an eye on over the next few weeks as we tick towards the start of the season and we tick towards the end of the window. It's one to keep an eye on. I'm definitely not saying it's one that's going to happen, but it's one that has potentially got legs, and it's one that could be worth keeping half an eye on. So let's wait and see. But what I think is clear is that you know, Napoli are desperate for Lukaku, but Osimhen needs to leave. But it's clear that no one wants to pay that release clause. No one wants to play for that. No one wants to pay for that release clause. So yeah, there we go. Let's wait and see what happens on the Osimhen front, guys. If we really want Victor, then our outgoings should be serious too. Offload all those we don't need. I agree that the outgoings have been slow. I want to wake up tomorrow and see this deal advance, brother. I think you're going to be disappointed. I don't think you're going to be waking up to see many advancements on this deal. I'll be real. Guys, by the way, 113 in the building, only 66 likes. Let's keep smashing that like button, people. It's free. It takes seconds to do. and I would really appreciate it. So make sure you're doing that, guys. Run those likes up. 30 likes from 100. That is the minimum target, as always. Smash the like button. And please subscribe to the channel if you're new around here as well. We're now heading towards 10.8K after passing 10.7. So keep smashing the like button. We're 9 subscribers away from 10,710. Let's get to that little mini milestone today. Try and get a few more subscribers. So please hit the subscribe button, run it up. Would greatly appreciate all the support. So yeah, smash the likes and keep subscribing, guys. Heading towards 10.8K. Napoli are honestly dumb. Don't know why they're dragging this saga to August. No one's paying their release clause. No one is paying their release clause. I think that is quite clear that they just don't see value in Osimhen on the release clause. No, Lukaku's on way more money than that. His Chelsea contract's 325k. So yeah, I know he took a wage cut to join Roma, but yeah, his wages are massive. Anyway, sticking with potential Serie A signings, let's move on to this unconfirmed news. But apparently, there is some news unconfirmed at the moment about a potential offer from Chelsea for Chiesa after his agent was in England. Now, we know that Federico Chiesa, let's see if we can get this Chiesa stuff here. What's that? No. Maybe that's not it. Let me see if I can find the Italian version, and then because there might be some quick look here. Yes, here we go. This is what we're looking for, guys. So Chiesa is the only one to train with the group, unlike the others who are out of the project. For the last 2 days, his agent has been in England. There is news unconfirmed about a potential offer from Chelsea. Now, Chiesa, I don't think is going to cost an awful lot of money. He's got 1 year left on his contract. He's not part of the Juventus plans under Thiago Motta. Therefore, they are looking to sell him this summer. Now, I understand there's going to be interest from other teams. I think Tottenham have been linked as well. But I'm just not sure. Look, I think Chiesa is a very good player. What did he do? What did Chiesa do last season, guys? Let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick look what Chiesa did last season. Federico Chiesa. Yeah, again, I think he cost about £20 million. He can play on both sides. Would it be the worst risk to take? 26 years of age, he's 27 in October, around 27 million quid. As I said, can play both sides. Is that the worst risk in the world to take? I don't know if it is, but again, it's not really a signing that particularly moves me. I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure on him, basically. That's what it really boils down to. I just don't know. I'm just really unsure on him, guys. Really unsure on him. I don't think he's overrated. But I just think he's a shadow of what he used to be. And yes, he could potentially get back to his form. I just think he's a shadow of what he used to be, guys. He's injury prone. He's high wages. I think one of his Italian teammates has said, I think Bonucci has questioned his attitude. And I don't really look at him as a winger that would be suited to the Premier League. I just don't think so. I just don't think would be suited to the Premier League. I just don't know if I'm a huge fan of his. United are reportedly also interested. He's not part of the plans, as I said, and he's holding talks with clubs. And apparently, his agent was in London last weekend to hold talks with both Chelsea and Tottenham. United have also been linked with a winger, and his situation is expected to be clarified ahead of the new season. He's not travelled with the Juventus squad for their Germany pre-season tour, and he hopes to have his future sorted sooner rather than later. I just don't know what I think of this, guys. I'll be real. It doesn't excite me. I've got to be honest. It just doesn't excite me. I know that might sound, people might disagree, but is he really what Chelsea need? Is he really what we need? I'm just not a fan. No, sure, Juventus haven't been as good as they used to be. But look, I just think Chiesa is clearly a shadow of what he was pre his knee injury. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but is he what Chelsea needs? If we were, sort of maybe, I mean, like a Spurs, for example, or we were like a Newcastle or someone like that, maybe it's worth taking a risk on. But I think for Chelsea, it's not worth. I just don't. I don't look at Chiesa and think, yeah, that's a gamble. That's a gamble worth taking. Juve clearly don't rate him. They don't want him anymore. There's not many wingers out there that I'm looking at and think are gonna be a big upgrade. It's gonna be exciting. Do you get what I'm saying? And yes, 20 mil might be an attractive price tag, but I'm just not sure. Is this our ambition now? This is not going to be the wet dream of the likes of Nike, Adidas, Osimhen would though. No, it's not. 175. Look it up. Okay. He's not a shadow of what he used to be. Still fast and dribble, shoot. I don't think he's not as good as he was before. He's nowhere near as good as he was before. He might still, be useful and can have an impact and stuff, but he's not as good as he was pre-injury. I fully disagree with anyone that thinks he's as good as he was before. He absolutely, in my mind, is not as good as he was previously. Guys, we're still 25 likes from 100. Keep smashing the like button. Still 116 in the building. Big up to everyone that's locked in. It's greatly appreciated. Please keep running those likes up. It's free. It's free, and it takes seconds to do. 25 likes. 25 likes, guys. Keep going and keep subscribing as well if you're new around here. Could be our Trossard. Again, he could be. I just don't think, for me personally, I don't think with Esteval and Paez and whatnot coming, I personally feel we don't need another winger. I'd rather just stick with what we have. You could use Angelo, trust the investments that you've made. I just don't look at Chiesa and think he's like of a level where we can't afford to not sign him. And for me, he's not at that level. For example, a Nico Williams would make a lot more sense. But yeah, Chiesa, I'm just not fully sold. I've got to be honest, I'm not fully sold. He got 10 goals and 3 assists last season. And look, he's not been the same. Let's have a look at I've just found something here. I know stats don't tell the whole story, but I've just found something here in terms of Chiesa's stats for the last 5 seasons. So in the 1920 season, he had 11 goals and 9 assists from 37 appearances. That was the big one. The 2021 season, he had 30 GNA in 46 appearances. The 2021, that was a 1920 season. The 2021 season was his big one. 21-22, he had 4 goals and 4 assists from 18 appearances. That must have been the one where he was coming back from injury. Then 21-22 was 4 and 6. 22-23. Oh, fucking hell, I'm reading this all wrong. That was 2021 was the good season. 21-22 was when he come back from injury, 4 and 4. 22-23 was 4 goals, 6 assists, and 33. And then last season was 10 goals and 3 assists. It's not incredible numbers, I mean, look, he's got something to offer, but I just don't think he would make a big enough of a difference to Chelsea. That's just my personal opinion. Yeah, okay, he works hard, but I just don't know if he's still got that fight in him. That, has he really got that game-changing ability still? Like, he's not someone like a Nico Williams. I'd rather us, like, if we can't get Nico Williams, which is, I think it's quite evident we can't, then I think it would be better for us just to kind of stick with what we've got. Because I don't look at any wingers out there that we're sort of the ones that we've been linked with. and see sort of anyone that I think, yeah, that's really worth doing. And again, regardless of pathways, we've already agreed to sign the likes of Esteban and Paez. Why would we then bring another winger in to then seemingly be in the way of them? Yeah, but he got loads of assists as well. I think he got like 15 or 16 assists. He was very good for Spain at the Euros. He's 21. He's young. Loads of room for improvement. Like Chiesa at 26, he's not getting much better. There might be a tiny bit of room for improvement, but he's not getting much. He's not going to get much better than what he is right now. So yeah, I'd take Gordon or Williams on the left. Yeah, I'd much rather have either of those than Chiesa. What's happening with the Nico Williams transfer? Nothing. He's going to end up going to Barcelona probably, or he could stay put at Athletic Bilbao for another season if Barca can't afford it. But yeah, I don't see Chelsea being in the race for him whatsoever. But yeah, Chiesa, I'm unsure, guys. I'm unsure, to be perfectly honest. It's the sort of deal that, you could understand why Chelsea have maybe held some sort of conversations or might be interested. But I'm just not convinced. I've got to be honest. I'm not convinced. He could peak at Chelsea. He's 26, I think, right age to mature in football. Look, to be honest, I'll be totally real. I don't see Chiesa improving that much as a footballer. I really don't. Gordon's too lightweight, and we have players like him already. Not for the left-hand side, we don't. We must get UCL next season. Bro, we're not going to get Musiala. We're not. Leao's gone massively off the boil. Massively off the boil. He's not been that great for Milan. He had a poor Euros. Leao's stocks are a bit down at the moment. No, Madueke is not going to Newcastle. Yeah, of course. I wouldn't be surprised if look, there could be some element of truth in it, but I don't think it's any real concrete truth in Chelsea being seriously interested in Chiesa. I could be wrong on that, but I just look at the signing and I just don't think, oh yeah, that's going to be a really good one for us. I don't get that. I don't get that feeling. I don't get that feeling at all. But look, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see how this one potentially develops. But yeah, I'm not convinced that this has got an awful lot of legs to it, and I'd be surprised if Chelsea did sign Chiesa. It would be seemingly against the transfer strategy, really. He's not the sort of player that really fits what Chelsea are looking to do. So yeah, look, of course, if we signed him, I'd support him, and I'd want him to do well. But yeah, I'm not. This is one that I'm not fully sold on, and I kind of, in all honesty, I sort of hope that I hope that it doesn't happen. So let's hold tight and let's wait and see on this one. No, I'm not on playback. Just on the YouTube. Obviously, use Twitter as well. But yeah, just on YouTube. I'm not on playback. I know loads of people are on playback, but yeah, so many different platforms these days. But yeah, no, YouTube is the main one for me, guys. We're 10 likes away from 100 likes. Keep smashing the like button, people. Run it up. It should be light work. We should be there literally in the next 60 seconds. 10 likes should just be like that. I can't click. Yeah, there we go. Bosh. 10 likes should be done like that, guys. So please get to work. You're always good at hitting the likes target, people. So let's make sure we do that, and keep subscribing to the channel as well, people. We are 6 subscribers away from 10,710, a little mini milestone. So make sure you're smashing that subscribe button as well. But most importantly, let's chalk off these last 10 likes. Let me know when we're at 100 likes, guys. I actually think Sterling can still do a job. Potentially. Hiring Chiesa is proof that our club had clowns on the board. Chiesa's talent is unquestionable, but he's a glass player. Signing Chiesa is like taking steps back. Yeah, I don't agree. George could have a breakthrough season and become our Lamine Yamal. I mean, let's sort of rein ourselves in there. I don't think we're quite at that point just yet where we can be talking about Tyreek George being a Lamine Yamal. I don't think we're anywhere near that. If I'm going to be perfectly honest, I don't think we're anywhere near that point. Brother, just discussing Napoli potentially being open to involving Osimhen in discussions for a deal with Lukaku. Been talking, and now we're talking about Chelsea have reportedly, unofficially made an offer for Federico Chiesa. Yes, big up. Almost August and none of the players have been sold. Yeah, I agree. Charlie, the preseason game against Celtic has been blown out of proportion. Yeah, I think it has to a certain degree. There are big concerns. I wasn't pleased with what I saw. But I think we have to apply context to it as well, whilst also highlighting the worries and the concerns. And in isolation, it was very, very poor, to put it bluntly, very poor. Chiesa is much better than any other wingers we currently have. We should absolutely go for him. I don't know if he is much better, but yeah, I mean, obviously, bit of a mixed bag. Some people, keen on this Chiesa move. Others, definitely not as keen. So, yeah, we'll see on that front. But I just feel, he's definitely not recaptured his best form. For sure, has not recaptured his best form. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, a Chelsea move for Chiesa. I'm not sold. I'm not sold. I'll be totally real. It's not for me. I would rather sign Somerville, if I'm being totally honest. I know that might sound mad, but I would rather sign Somerville. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it, guys. Unofficially, Chelsea have potentially made an offer for Chiesa. We'll wait and see. What happens. But yeah, it would be a no from me on this one for obviously the reasons that we've been discussing. But yeah, I would personally rather have a Somerville. But in all honesty, I actually don't think we need another wide player. I really don't. I really don't think we need another one. So yeah, is the Osimhen story reliable? Well, it's not really a story as such. It's just Fabrizio reporting and a number of other outlets that Napoli are looking for solutions to offload Osimhen, and they could be willing to include him in discussions with Chelsea for a deal for Romelu Lukaku. So yeah, that's where we're at. No, I would. I'm not saying he's necessarily he's achieved more, but in terms of potential upside, there's a lot more progression for someone like a Somerville to make than a Chiesa. As I said, I don't think Chiesa actually gets much better than he currently is now. Somerville, I think, is a good footballer, and he would potentially offer something. I think he's got more of an eye for goal than a Chiesa does. But again, that's just my opinion. I don't think, for what it's worth, I don't think either deal will happen. I don't think we'll sign Chiesa, and I don't think we'll sign Crescencio Somerville either as well. So yeah, that's the latest on that Chiesa stuff. What about a loan move for? No. People haven't come round to the way the club's operated. I just want Chalobah in defence. I've talked about this in the past, and I've kind of ummed and ahed with it with myself. And it's like, I don't know how well he'd work in a Maresca-based system. I think under Pochettino last season, it would have been good. But I think ultimately, if Lukaku had a change of heart and he really wanted to stay at the football club, Is it? I don't know. I really don't know. Is the honest answer. But I think he could score 20 Premier League goals for Chelsea with the amount of chances that we create. But I think ultimately, that ship's very much sailed in terms of Lukaku ever coming back. At least we are being linked to more experienced players. I hear it. Now, Juve aren't going to loan Chiesa because he's got 1 year left on his contract and he's not being offered a new deal. He's not part of the plan. So, yeah, a loan deal is out of the question. A loan deal is definitely not going to be happening for him. But yeah, anyway. What about? I don't want Omarodi on. No, fair. What about Alvarez? Not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I just don't see that. I think Alvarez will end up staying at City. So yeah, that's gonna be that really. There's no way Stamford Bridge would allow Lukaku to come back. No, I think there'd be a lot of resistance at first, but ultimately football's fickle and football fans are fickle as well at the end of the day. And if Lukaku started banging in goals and Chelsea were winning, people would soon forget. But this is obviously all a very hypothetical situation which we're operating in right now. Very hypothetical situation. Who do you think we need to sign? I'll be honest. If it was down to me, I'd be signing Ivan Toney, and that would probably be the only signing I'm making. Just Ivan Toney. I don't think we need another centre forward. Another winger. I really don't. So yeah, I'd be signing Ivan Toney, and I think that's the only other summer signing that I would be making at Chelsea. No, I don't think so. I really don't think so. I'd be shocked if he got a bad reception from the fans. I really would. I don't envisage that being an issue. I really don't. I would be shocked if that was the case. We can't trust Lukaku. He only puts himself forward, for not the team. Lukaku's not going to come. Yeah, look, defensively is a problem. I'd expect us to be better defensively under Maresca. Obviously, so far, that's not looked like the case, but I wouldn't expect us to score as many goals. I just think I'd expect us to be an overall better balanced team. Look, they might not get on again. I don't know. That's down to the pair of them, but they don't need to get on to operate together on a football pitch. It's not going to come to a point where one of them's got to leave. No, I don't envisage that being the situation at all. Somerville isn't a possession-based player, but rather that Sunderland winger Clark. Oh, yeah, Jordan Clark. Is he Jake Clark? One of the two. But anyway, that's the latest on the Chelsea transfer news in terms of Victor Osimhen, in terms of Romelu Lukaku, and also Chelsea still like Samuel Omarodion. That's been reported as well. They still like what was I going to say? Yeah, obviously we're still looking at potentially a new striker, new winger. But yeah, we've had latest on. Sorry, Chelsea still like Omarodion. They've had multiple bids rejected, and Atletico Madrid reportedly wants 70 million euros. In an ideal world, they want him to sign a new contract, which would have a 120 million euro release clause in it. Yeah, Chelsea, Fabrizio saying that Chelsea could be there if the Atletico Madrid stance changes. But I think it's hard to see the Atletico stance changing, if I'm being totally honest. I feel like pre-season results are so overblown. Pre-season is time to iron out the mistakes. I agree. But we need to see improvements. Simple as that. We need to see improvements. Whilst the first couple of games, not too fussed or whatever, we need to see signs of improvement, guys. Over the next few games. If we get into the Man City game in a couple of games' time, and there's not really been much of an improvement, then I think there's more genuine grounds for concern. Look, I've got absolutely no idea, but it's certainly I'm not going to be calling for the manager to go next season at all because it's just ridiculous. So no, I won't be calling for the manager to go next season. That is 100% the case. I will not be calling for the manager to go next season. It's just not going to happen. It simply isn't going to happen, guys. So yeah, that I will not be doing that. In terms of what else we have got going on, Atletico Madrid still want Conor Gallagher. Gallagher's not going to be joining up with the preseason tour of America. That's been confirmed. Neither is Palmer or Cucurella. Enzo Fernandez due to join up today. I'd love to be a fly on the wall for his arrival. I can imagine that being potentially rather an awkward situation. So yeah, we'll wait and see what the outcome of that potentially might be. But Enzo's joining up. But yeah, Atletico Madrid are wanting Conor Gallagher. Let's stop the screen share there. And let me bring up this Gallagher stuff. I can't find it now. Let's talk about Chalobah. We should work on a swap deal with someone from Atletico. I mean, look, you would think that if you could involve Gallagher as part of the Omarodion deal, there might be a deal to be done there. But again, with Atletico Madrid looking like they're going to miss out on Artem Dovbyk to Roma, I think there's less of a chance of that happening. I think there could have been more of a chance of Omarodion leaving if Dovbyk had arrived, but obviously they've lost Morata, and so we need to we need to see what might happen there. I don't agree with preseason saying it doesn't matter. Yeah, no, look, the results don't matter, but the performances absolutely do, and the performances have been poor so far. So those need to improve. You know, there's a fine balance, right? Because last season everyone was gassing up preseason under Poch, and then we got to the start of the season and we won 3 of our first 10 games. This season, the first couple of games have been crap. There's 4 games remaining to put that right. If we're at Man City, Real Madrid, Inter, I mean, if we get some, Real Madrid and Inter, which are our last 2 games, and we're still seeing issues and things haven't really improved since this Celtic game, then there's genuine grounds for concern, for sure. Then there's genuine grounds for concern. But right now, I think whilst it's crap and there's some worrying signs, teething issues are to be expected. We were never going to hit the ground running under Maresca, and the team were never going to be in a position where they were going to adapt to the system within 2 games. A lot of players are being asked to play in a way that they've not played before in their careers, and that takes time. It's as simple as that, guys. That takes time. Nothing more, nothing less. That's the one that's going to take time. Guys, we're six likes away. 6 likes away from 110. Keep smashing that like button. It's free. It takes seconds. Let's get another 6 likes on there. Let's run it up, people. Keep running it up. 6 more likes required, guys, to the 110. So smash the like button if you haven't done so already. It's free. It takes seconds and it really helps me out. And please keep subscribing to the channel if you're new around here. We're 6 subscribers away from the next little milestone. So make sure you smash on the subscribe button, join the journey, become part of the channel as we head towards 11K. Yeah, I'm loving the away kit. It's class. Felix 2 loan moves has done more harm to his valuation. I'll be honest. It gets to a point where Joao Felix is the definition of a talented player, but he just clearly doesn't work hard enough. He's a definition of talent's not enough. There's a recurring pattern where it's not worked for him. It hasn't worked for him at Atletico Madrid. It hasn't worked for him at Barcelona. It hasn't worked for him at Chelsea. This is 3 massive football clubs now that don't want him. You could argue that he's not had a good season of football since he left Benfica, for all that money. He's not had a good season of football. I hear you with the Ivan Toney, winning striker, but do you think the new goalkeeper is going to be the one? I don't know. I don't know enough about him. I really don't know enough about him, but we have to hope so. That's all we can do. All we can do is hope that it will work, and hope that the new goalkeeper will be the right guy. That's all we can do ultimately, people. We were gassing up pre-season because of Nkunku and James' performances, who then got injured for the whole season. It wasn't just because of that, though. My ideal transfer signings would be Alvarez and Nat Clark, right age, right profile, and offload. Chile, Brea, Kepa, Lukaku, Chalobah. There's a lot to offload still. I think if we only have one win in pre-season and a disaster in the next PL games, like people were saying, we could be in trouble. Do we still trust the process of change? We can't change. The owners aren't going to change. They're under an obligation to be there for 10 years. The owners aren't going to change, and we can't afford to change managers yet again. We can't do that. We cannot afford to change managers yet again, people. So yeah, that for me is just a no-go for us right now. We simply can't do that. What else have we got going on? I wonder if Connor can fit the Enzo Maresca system. Yeah, I'm sure he can. I'm sure he can, and he would be a useful squad player to have. But ultimately, I don't think we're really any closer to seeing to finding out what Gallagher's future is going to be at Chelsea. We're not really any closer to it. Yeah, but I think people only got excited by Felix because we've been so deprived of any quality from any of the attackers we had that season, which is why he looked good. But too often he was lightweight. Games passed him by. He's a luxury player, and we're not in a position to have those. If we get Osimhen or Alvarez, it will be a game-changing strategy. It will, but I'll be honest, I don't think we're going to get either of them. Can't make an excuse for him with Barca, no. But owners lied about intentions. They just want money. No, I disagree with that. I fully believe that this ownership wants to win. I don't agree with a lot of stuff they've done. They've done a lot of good stuff, but they've also done a lot of stuff which is shit. But I don't agree with the fact that they don't want to win. I just simply think that's untrue. If I'm being totally honest, guys, I really do think that's untrue. So yeah, there we go. There we go. What else is popping off, people? What else is popping off? But the owners put a cheeky clause in the contract to get out before 10 years. No, I don't think so, because Roman dealt with it all. So yeah, I don't think there's part of the deal was an anti-Glazers clause where you can't leave before 10 years. But they're greedy. 50 million plus Lukaku, can take it or leave it. Take it or be left paying wages they can't afford. But yeah, anyway, guys, let's talk about this Chalobah stuff briefly. Trevor Chalobah, who was shocked by his omission from the Chelsea US tour, is understood to have interest from the Premier League and abroad. It's so shit to see, right? Like us perform so badly defensively in that Celtic game. And then you've got Chalobah playing for the development side against fucking Boreham Wood. It's crazy, isn't it? The more you think about it, the more ridiculous it is, because it'd be perfect for this Maresca system. Can play centre-back, can play in a back three, left or right side, can play in midfield, can play right-back if needed, an emergency. Like, he fits the Maresca system perfectly in terms of playing in a back three or playing in a back four. And we seemingly want to get rid of him. I can't get my head around it, guys. It's staggering, isn't it? But Chelsea could be in a difficult situation here with Chalobah, as I've said before, where he's under no obligation to leave. He's got 4 years left on his contract, and he's not in a rush to accept a move, and he will back himself to force his way back into Chelsea's plan. So we could be stuck with a potentially awkward situation where the season begins and Chalobah is still on the books. So yeah, I don't know what we're going to do about that. I really don't. I personally don't see him leaving at this point in time. I really don't. I really don't see him leaving. I've got to be honest. I don't see him leaving. So we're going to be in a situation here where it could be a little bit awkward for us. Chalobah is exactly what we need. Calm, composed, good underrated passing. I agree. How have they broken their contracts? What have they done to break the contract? I definitely don't think. I definitely don't think that's the case. But let's wait and see what happens with Chalobah. There's obviously interest in the Premier League, but he wants to play for a European club. So we're going to have to wait. He wants a club with European football. So let's wait and see how this one develops. But it's going to be there's going to be interest there. But he's under no situation where he needs to leave, because he absolutely doesn't need to leave. So yeah, I suspect Chelsea could find themselves in a really difficult situation. I think they will. I really think they'll find themselves in a difficult situation. So yeah, I'm sure the club think that Chalobah is going to go, but ultimately, let's wait and see what offers come in, and let's wait and see what Chalobah actually wants to do. Guys, we're 6 likes from 120. Keep smashing that like button. 104 in the building still. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Please keep smashing that like button, and please keep subscribing to the channel as well. It would be greatly appreciated. We're 5 subscribers away from 10,710. So keep smashing that subscribe button, and please keep smashing the like button as well. We're 5 likes from 120. So please keep doing that, guys. What else have we got going on here? So yeah, the Chalobah stuff, it doesn't make sense. We're just going to have to wait and see how it pans out. Let's wait and see how the Chalobah news pans out. But what else has been happening in the world of Chelsea at this point in time? Let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick look, guys. Bear with me. Let's have a look if there's any further news here. Oh, we can talk about the new away kit that's been. No, it helps in the algorithm. The more liked a piece of content is, the more it gets boosted in the algorithm by YouTube, and therefore the more people see it and the more eyes that come on the channel. So yeah, the likes, are really important. That's why. Anyway, Chelsea have launched their new away kit today, guys. I've got to be honest, it's class. It's really nice. There it is, the Chelsea away kit, as modelled by, is that Tosin? I think that's Tosin, as modelled by Tosin and Christopher Nkunku. Do you know what, though? I like it. It's simplistic, it's sleek, it looks nice. But once you see this, right, the New England, the England shirt that we wore at the Euros, it's literally the England template, except it's got, it's got Chelsea stuff on it. It's literally it's the exact template of the England kit. But yeah, this is a really nice kit. The only thing I don't like about it, right? I think it's great. The only thing I don't like about it is the orange round the badge. I just don't think it looks good. That's, for me, is what stops it. That stops it being a 10 out of 10. The orange round the badge. Everything else is class. It's a nice color. Simple design. The blue trim down the sides is great. The blue the blue and orange by the sleeve is good. For me, it's one of the best away kits we've had for years. I'm a huge fan of it. Really like it. The away kit is always better than the home kit, isn't it? Well, I mean, last season I think the away kit was nice. The home kit was really good last season, in fairness. But yeah, generally speaking, the away kits and the third kit seems to be better than the home one, and they're the ones that we wear the least often. Could have made it black and white with the crest, something very simple. Yeah, I do agree on the orange round it is not suiting. It doesn't really suit it. I've got to be totally honest there. Not a huge fan of that orange, but yeah, it's not bad, is it, guys? It's not bad. I'm a big fan of it. Big fan of it, and it will certainly be one that I will be purchasing. I mean, I think we still got the third kit to release. I'm not sure when that will happen. I'm sure they'll do that before the season starts. I'll probably give it another couple of weeks. So yeah, we'll wait and see. We will wait and see. We'll wait and see on that one. But yeah, I really like it. Really good design. And it's amazing how Nike can just get it so wrong with the home kit, but then they can suddenly get it so right with the away shirt. How is that possible to do? How is that possible to do? It doesn't make sense, does it? I mean, yeah, it's not great. It's grown on me a little bit in terms of I think I like it more having seen it on the players, and I think it looks a bit better with the sponsor on it. But yeah, generally speaking, it's crap. I just think with the bold design, they've just got it all wrong in my personal opinion. Guys, 2 likes from 120. 2 of you need to smash that like button. Run it up, run it up, run it up. But yeah, look, this is great. I'm a big fan of this. A big fan of it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing us in action in it. I don't know when we're going to first wear it, but yeah, I'm absolutely looking forward to seeing us in action with it. Yes, big up, Brian. Big up, bro. So yeah, that's the away kit launch today. Looking forward to seeing it. I wonder if we'll wear it in pre-season potentially. There's a chance that could happen. Hopefully we do. It'd be nice to see them. It'd be nice to see them wearing that shirt in the pre-season. No doubt about it, guys. No doubt about it. But yeah, that is the Chelsea away kit. Is there any more? Is there any more in Chelsea news to go through? Let's have a quick look, guys. If you've got any questions in the chat, please do let me know, and I will answer them. Let's use the last few minutes to then please put them in the chat, guys. Please put them in the chat. Yeah, no, we won't wear their away kit at home. How can they get it so wrong? Then they managed to get it right for basketball, NFL. I don't know. I'm not like worried about the manager or anything like that. But I think there are worries about what we've seen so far. But yeah. Anyway, guys, any questions about anything in the chat? Please do let me know. Please do let me know. But I do agree that too much is being read into it, because some of our best seasons we had poor results in pre-season, and we're in a situation where Maresca is asking the squad to implement his vision, and that doesn't happen overnight. The results mean nothing in pre-season, but the important thing is when we get to August 18th and it matters, then that's when we should be judging this team. But again, we shouldn't be completely ignoring the performances, but I don't think we need to be going severely over the top. I don't think that's necessary. Bro, most of the starting... Look, we've got 5 players missing that are going to play in Cucurella, Enzo, Cole Palmer. Cucurella, Enzo, Cole Palmer, and Gallagher potentially. Dewsbury Hall's not played yet at all in this tour. Nicholas Jackson's not played at all, and neither is Moises Caicedo. There's about there's 4 or 5 starters to go into this team that haven't kicked a ball for us yet. And they're 4 or 5 players that will make a huge, huge difference. So I think there's a lot more. There's still a lot more to come from this team. There really is, guys. There is still a lot more to come from it. Let's see if we can get 130 likes, by the way. Keep running it up. 6 to go. But yeah, there's still a lot more to come from this team in the preseason. Yes, I'm irritated and pissed off about what we've seen so far in the preseason. Of course I am, because I want us to do well. I don't like seeing us being shit, but we've got to apply the context that get these shit results out of the way now. But I will start to panic if we're in a situation when we get to our last couple of games where nothing's improved from the Celtic game. You know, if we're in that situation, then I think there's genuine grounds to panic and be slightly concerned. I'd say defensively is a bit of a concern for sure. Sanchez, yeah, I don't think he won't finish the season as a number 1. I think there's absolutely no chance he finishes the season as number 1. But I could be wrong. But yeah, he might start as it just because Jorgensen will be getting up to speed. But yeah, I can't see him. I don't envisage him finishing the season as the number 1. I mean, Chelsea's still in the market for a right winger, and can't be 100% ruled out. But yeah, it's not. There's nothing imminent right now at this point in time. There's nothing imminent on that one, guys. So yeah, we will see. We will see on that one. Nothing imminent at this point in time, but we will have to see. We will have to see. We'll have to see what happens. But yeah. Caicedo and Gallagher were good last season. Yep. They did buy him. They did buy Fofana. He was signed in the first summer that they were here. The board did sign Fofana. Depends how we play. In pre-season, I'm not bothered about the results. If there's a good performance and an improvement in performance, fine. If we're playing in the right way and things are improving, no issue. If we play crap and we lose, then yeah, there more grounds for concern will start to develop. It really is as simple as that. But right now, I think, yes, there should be a little bit of cause for concern, in isolation from the performances, but we need to be aware of the situation. And if this is still happening, towards the end of preseason, then yeah, that's the time to panic. Not now. Not now. So yeah, but guys, I am going to round this one out here. Big up to everyone who's locked in this afternoon. Appreciate each and every single one of you. Please smash that like button on the way out. We are 3 likes away from 130. So make sure you smash the like button on the way out. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new around here as well. I would really appreciate that, guys. Make sure you run up the subscribers as well. Keep smashing the like button. 3 likes to 130. Smash the like. Let's wait and see what happens with this Osimhen stuff, whether there was any truth in the Chiesa news as well. Guys, enjoy the rest of your evening. I will be back tomorrow with some form of content, whether a live or an upload, depending on how much news there is. Big up for the love as always. Thank you for the support, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the sunshine if you're in the UK. It's a nice day today. Love for the support. Smash the like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Catch you guys tomorrow. Up the Chelsea and peace out. Let's end this thing. Love, guys.